Hello, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, a huge welcome to you. My name is Kaya and I'm so excited to be sharing today's video with you guys. As you can probably tell from my face and the title and Instagram, today I'm going to be showing you how I create my fall go-to makeup. I'll be linking down below all of my social media information as well as all the products that I'll be mentioning in today's video. To start this video off, I actually wanted to share something that's been on my heart for a while. And honestly, I really want this place like YouTube and my Instagram and just every social media platform that I'm on, I want it to be a really close and safe community to where we're all a family and we're just really positive and encouraging one another. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I'm really open about my faith in Jesus Christ and just my relationship with Him. And I always want to be sharing encouragement and scripture with you guys, because I feel that like in the world and in the society that we live in today, it's a very dark environment and people can often be very critical or just like dealing with anxiety and depression, and that's what I'm going to be talking a little bit about today. Just me like as a beauty influencer, seeing the community that I'm in, like my coworkers basically just are very open about their lives, which I think is very amazing. It's very important to be vulnerable. But just so many people deal with anxiety and depression, and it just breaks my heart to see other people my age or just like whatever, just dealing with that. And I personally have dealt with anxiety myself and have, praise God, overcome that, because I know it can be such a huge struggle. And I just want to share a verse that has been on my heart for the past couple of weeks, and that is Philippians 4:6. which says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God." So several times in God's word, He tells us like, do not be anxious, do not be afraid. He knows that it can take control over of our minds and kind of bring us down, but He wants us to know that He is with us all the time. Every second of every day, He will never leave you. He's by your side. And He wants you to know that He is your peace, that He is your joy. And He wants you to live victorious and with thanksgiving in your heart. So I just hope that's encouraging to someone out there watching. I just hope that whatever you're struggling with, I just hope that you remember to be thankful and to be positive, because you are His children. You are amazing, you are significant and precious and so loved and so strong, and you're a warrior. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Alright you guys, now that I've shared that little piece of wisdom with you guys, let's get into the tutorial. Got my ponytail on. This is actually from the extension room. They gifted this to me weeks ago, but I haven't been able to really wear it. It's been kind of busy, but I got my hair on and I am ready to do some makeup. Alright you guys, so as you can see, I am completely barefaced. This is a full face makeup tutorial. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for me to do like a foundation routine or like a full face kind of tutorial. So I'm super excited to be showing you what I do for my foundation routine. And this is just whatever works best for me. I like kind of a fuller coverage because, as you can see, I have some acne scarring, which is nothing to be embarrassed about if you are in the same boat. I just like a really flawless and radiant coverage, so I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys how I do my foundation. So I have already prepped my skin with my facial serums and moisturizer and everything. That's something that's really important to create a really flawless foundation. You really want to focus on what you're putting on your face first so that you have the preferred outcome that you want. Lately, my favorite primer has been the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. This is just like a little baby one. I found at TJ Maxx for like $6, I think. So if you are a beginner makeup artist or just want to save a little extra money, go to TJ Maxx because they have really great high-end makeup there for a reasonable price. This primer is very glowy, and it definitely gives your skin a radiant finish. So I really like that for kind of like fall and winter, because sometimes our skin has a tendency to be a little drier during those months. So this really puts a lot of that kind of like healthy glow look back into the skin. Okay, so I'm going to be using 2 different concealers today, and you don't have to do this. This is not necessary. But I'm going to start off by covering my acne scars first and just kind of color correcting before we do foundation. So I'm going to start by using the Makeup Obsessions Mega Concealer. This is in the shade 3, and it is a pretty close match to my skin. Usually when I do concealer first, just to cover up, I like it to be a really close match to my skin. Or you can go lighter, either way, whatever you prefer. So I'm just kind of brushing on over the areas I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. Now I'm just gonna blend those out with a wet beauty blender. This is actually an off-brand, not an actual beauty blender. This is like the weirdest thing, but do you guys have like a preference for your sponge color? It's like such a weird thing, but black is my favorite color, so I gravitate more towards black ones. But like purple, I don't know what it is. I don't want to use a purple beauty blender. It's like the weirdest thing. But let me know down below if you're the same way. I'm probably the only one who's picky about their beauty sponge color. Okay, so now that's all blended out. Whenever you really cover up those scars, if you have any, or like discolorations before you do foundation, you do not have to use a lot of foundation, which is something that I really prefer because I don't like my foundation to be super heavy or cakey. I like it to be full coverage but also lightweight. So today I'm going to be using the Believe Beauty Skin Finish foundations. They gifted these to me a couple months ago, and this formula is stunning. Like, it's very dewy without being like too dewy and glowy, you know. It's kind of like that perfect in between of matte and dewy. And they actually sent me 2 shades, which I'm going to mix today. These are the shades Ivory and Neutral Tan. So I'm going to start with the Neutral Tan shade and just place it on my face, kind of like as a cream contour would, like on the bottom of my cheekbones, kind of around my forehead. You can also just mix this on like a palette if you wanted to, a mixing palette, but I'm lazy and I just want to go straight onto the face. So now I'm just grabbing that Ivory shade and placing it on kind of the highlight areas. Okay, so as you can see, I did not use a whole lot, just a little bit. And I'm going in with that same beauty blender. I'm just lightly dabbing that onto my skin, blending that out evenly. This has become my favorite foundation. It's so beautiful. It goes on really nicely on the skin. And it's very affordable. All of Believe Beauty products are available at Dollar General, actually, and I think their foundation is like $5. And it comes in like a glass bottle with like a plastic top, a hard plastic top. So it's not like super cheap packaging either. It's very nice. So I'd highly recommend checking that out if you're interested in getting a medium to full coverage, yet lightweight foundation. Okay, now I'm going to do a cream contour using the Believe Beauty dual-ended contour stick. I don't know how much this is at Dollar General, but it's a very nice formula also. It's not too dry. It goes on very nicely as well. This is in the shade medium too. So I'm assuming they have like a light and a dark option as well. And I'm just picking up a Zorea brush. Pretty much all the brushes that I'll be using today are from Zorea. I am an affiliate for them, so I'll be attaching a link to their website down below and like their social media information. I've been using their brushes maybe like 2 years, I think. And you can imagine I've washed them several times. No bristles have fallen out of the brushes. They are extremely soft and blend out all kinds of products very nicely. They do only sell like sets of brushes on their website, and I think they still sell on Amazon too. So they don't have like individual brushes that you can buy, but their sets are amazing. My favorite one, I think it's like a 25-piece walnut set. It's so pretty. And this one is part of their rose gold set, which is also very beautiful. But their products are really affordable also. So if you're looking for gifts for Christmas, or if you're a working makeup artist and you need some more brushes, those are definitely amazing and you should check them out. So I'll be attaching a link down below. Okay, so now for the other concealer, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is the shade Fawn. I actually got this for a client that I was working on, and she had lighter skin, so I got one of the lightest shades that they have, and so I'm just kind of using it up now. Actually, the first time I used this, I saw that it was like a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, so I was interested in buying it because Tarte Shape Tape is quite pricey. So then I tried that one on the client and also on myself, and at first I didn't like it. Like, I don't even remember why I didn't like it, but now trying to use it up, it's such a great dupe, I think. It's a thicker formula, so if you gravitate more towards a lighter formula for concealer, this one would probably be a little too thick for you. But it's definitely full coverage like the Tarte Shape Tape. I would say you have to blend it out pretty quickly. It doesn't oxidize, but it can dry kind of fast. So I just use the same wet beauty blender and just blend that out, and I usually just put this kind of on my eyelids and then also on my under eyes just to give a little bit more coverage. I really like using this concealer when I'm doing a heavier or really colorful eye makeup, because it really does cover all of the discolorations from my eyelids and my under eyes. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Mary Kay Translucent Loose Powder. Do any of you guys use Mary Kay makeup? I've tried their eyeshadows and I wasn't a huge fan of them, but I really enjoyed this translucent powder. Okay, so I'm just picking that up on a Sigma brush. This is the Tapered Kabuki F86 under my eyes. I'm also going to set my eyelids with the same loose powder. I'm just blending it out just in case the concealer creased at all. I'm just gonna brush a little bit on there just to set that concealer. I'm also gonna put a little bit of this translucent powder in my smile lines. I'm quite giggly, so I have a tendency to get a lot of smile lines throughout the day. If I don't set those smile lines really well, my foundation will crease if I don't. Okay, so now picking up the Anastasia powder contour kit. This looks disgusting. I've had this for a really long time and I've had to get like replacement pans and stuff, but the outside's looking a little rough. But I'm just gonna pick up this yellow shade. I think it's called Banana, I think, just this one right here. And I'm gonna kind of continue setting, just adding a little bit more color and dimension to my face and kind of bringing this in those smile lines again. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit of this in between my brows and on my forehead. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Revlon Photo Ready powder. This is the shade light to medium, and picking that up on a really fluffy setting powder brush. This one is from e.l.f. As you can see, it's very dirty. It needs to be washed. I'm just patting that on my face, sticking with kind of like that flawless airbrushed finish. I'm patting it into my skin rather than doing like circular motions of kind of brushing it on. I found that applying it that way kind of leaves not like swirls, but it almost makes my face and foundation look cakey and dry. So I just lightly press it into my skin. Whenever I'm doing my makeup, once I finish my foundation and setting my foundation, I like putting on a lip balm of sorts to kind of prep my lips for a liquid lipstick, a regular lipstick, any sort of color that I'm putting on my lips. So my favorite lately has been the C.O. Bigelow Rose Salve. This one I got from Bath & Body. I'm actually not sure where else they sell their products, but this one smells so good and it feels so nice on the lips. Okay, for bronzer and contour, I said that really weird. I'm going to be picking up the Anastasia palette again and going back and forth between all three of the bronzing shades. They're like almost gone, so I kind of just mix all them together, and then just going in where I want to put my bronzer. Can you guys hear that? There's birds chirping outside. It's still pretty warm here in Arizona for fall. Usually, well, no, it's always quite warm in October. But lately it's been kind of like in the low 90s for the high, but the mornings are really nice. They're like 60s, so I usually like to open all the windows and let that cool air in. Where are all you guys from? I'm actually really curious. If you want to comment down below where you live, I would love to know. Now for blush, I'm going to be picking up the Milani Cosmetics, what is this? Shimmering Face Palette in Luminoso Glow. This palette is also very beautiful for blush. Each color has kind of like a shimmer to it. You can also use this as eyeshadow if you wanted to, and highlight depending on your skin tone. These colors aren't really light enough for me, but someone of like darker skin, these would be so pretty on you guys. So I'm just picking up those pink shades and kind of just using all of them at once and applying that blush. Since it is shimmery, it's gonna have a glowy finish. So if you're more of a matte girl. Alright you guys, so for highlight, I'm going to be using the Alexa Persico Brighten Me Baby highlighting palette. They gifted this to me like a week ago, so I've barely even gotten to open it up and use it. But this palette, stunning, right? I just really love how big like the pan sizes are. Like this is gonna last for such a long time, and you do have 3 shades. Obviously this being the lightest, medium, and dark. So you can really use this among like a lot of different skin tones. So I'm just going to pick that up on a Milani highlighting brush. Actually, this says it's all over blending. We're going to use it as highlight. So I'm just dabbing between the Golden Ticket shade and Work It Girl. And just placing that on the high points of my cheekbones, a little bit above my brow bone. And then I'm also going to be putting it down my nose, on my Cupid's bow, and the middle of my chin. Right, she is glowing. Guys, so I zoomed you in a little bit just so you can really see what I'm doing for brows and also eyes. So for brows, I'm going to be picking up the Private Society Cosmetics On Point Brow Definer. I'm going to be using the shade Taupe, and usually kind of like everyday brow. I fill in a little bit more on the tail and also the arch, just to kind of finish off the shape of my brow, and then I go in with a colored brow mascara to finish them off, just to create a really fluffy yet natural looking brow. I don't really like a super filled in like perfect stenciled Instagram type brow. I prefer a really natural looking brow. So I'm just gonna comb out those brow hairs and then pick up that Private Society Brow Definer pencil. This formula is actually really creamy. So I've used some brow pencils to where the formula is kind of dry, and you have to like stab your eye with the pencil to actually get product out, but this product is very creamy, so it's gonna glide on to your face really smoothly. On my last IGTV, I used this product, and like I said in that video, it's very versatile. So if you do like a really filled in brow, this product is going to be really perfect for that as well. And I'm just losing a bunch of brow hairs. That's lovely. And then for the brow mascara, my favorite for a long time has been the Collab Makeup Tinted Brow Mascara. I use the shade Blonde, and this is what it looks like. All of Collab Makeup is sold at Sally Beauty. And I'm just picking that up and kind of wiping off the product on the bristles because I don't want to add a whole lot more color in my brows. Just kind of tame them. So I'm kind of starting on the arch, that's where I want the most product, and then brushing it through forward and then back all the way through. Now for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using one palette. That's unheard of. Usually I use like 2 or 3. So I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. This one's one of my favorite palettes probably. If you're a working makeup artist, this palette is perfect for special occasions. Or Roxy! Roxy! Are you wanting to say hi? Okay, so using a fluffy blending brush from Zorea, I'm going to be picking up the Orange Soda shade from that palette. So this is going to be our first transition shade, and I'm putting it kind of on the crease and then blending it up to my brow bone. This palette is really perfect for fall too, since it has so many warm tone shadows and a little bit more of those like rust and berry shades. It's so perfect for any fall look, and if you gravitate more towards cool tones, this palette, it's a warm palette. I love the formula of Anastasia shadows. They blend out so beautifully and the pigment is amazing. Have any of you guys tried any of the Norvina palettes? those palettes. So pretty. That's one of, actually it's probably my favorite product launch of 2019. My favorites were volume 1 and 3. My camera keeps cutting me off. I don't know what's going on. So volume 1 and 3 were my favorites. 2 has a lot of like green and blue shades which I don't wear as much. But they were all so pretty. Okay, so now using the same shade and the same brush, I'm gonna brush that along my lower lash line. I like doing this step with the first transition shade just to kind of get a feel for the eyeshadow shape that I'm going for. And it really helps all the shadows on the lower lash line to blend really nicely. Okay, now I'm going to be picking up the shades Burnt Orange and Sienna, just kind of going back and forth between those two colors and picking that up on a different brush and blending that into my crease and up into that orange soda shade, but kind of deepening up that crease. The eyeshadow type that I'm kind of going for in the shape is more of a smoked out liner look. I almost never wear like a liquid or gel winged liner because my eyes are kind of hooded, and I just feel like that like heavy eyeliner just makes my eyes look so heavy and dark, so I gravitate more towards a smoked out liner. So first, using a Morphe E18 brush, I'm picking up the shade Mulberry and starting to create that smoke out liner, and putting the eyeshadow on my outer corner and along my lash line, and kind of blending it up into the crease as well, but focusing the most intensity on that lower lash line and the outer corner, and just sort of buffing that out to make kind of like a blown out type of an eyeshadow shape. Okay, now using a thin angled brush, I'm going to be picking up the shade Noor, which is that black shade, and just going over top of that Mulberry shade, but focusing more on the lash line and the outer corner. I kind of blended out the Mulberry shade to go like towards the middle of my lid, but I really want the black shade to just be on the outside edges. So just keeping in mind that this is kind of like a smoked out liner, you just want to focus that black on the lash line. Okay, so I did the other side off camera, so now we're going to move into the lower lash line. So first I'm going to pick up that shade Sienna on a really small shading brush. This is part of that Zorea walnut set. It's so pretty. So I'm just gonna put some of that shade onto the lower lash line and blending it in with that first shade we put down there, the orange soda. Now to deepen up my lower lash line, I'm going to be going back and forth between the Mulberry shade and Noor. And still, again, I was focusing the darkest shades on the top more towards the outer corner, and I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line. Alright y'all, so for the metallic shade that I'm going to be putting on my lid, I'm going to be picking up on a flat shading brush the shade Bronze right here, and also dampening my brush with some setting spray. I'm just going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set setting spray. So just dampening that up a little bit. I'm not going to be putting any concealer on my lid and kind of carving out that crease, just because I want this look to be kind of easy, something that everybody can do. So I'm just carving it out just with the shadow, and then putting less product on that outer corner, just focusing that intensity kind of on like the inner corner and the middle of the lid. So this look is really coming together now. It really represents fall in my opinion, and it's like screaming pumpkin spice, which is my favorite. Okay, so I already did it to this side, but now I'm just going to go back in with Mulberry and Noor and finish off this side, going over the edges of that gold and making sure the eyeshadow looks very finished and well blended. Okay, now for highlight on the brow bone and the inner corner, I'm picking up that Alexa Persico highlighting palette again and going in, mixing the Golden Ticket with the Work It Girl shade, and using a very small brush, I'm just plugging that in on my brow bone, and I'm also going to put it on the inner corner. Alright you guys, so for mascara, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite mascara, which is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I'm just throwing things, I guess. So I'm going to put this mascara on and use some false lashes. The lashes that I'm going to be using today are from Coffee Talk Lashes. This is the style Tabitha, and I have used these before. They still got a lot of life left in them. But these lashes are amazing. I will link their Instagram down below as well. And I think I might have an affiliate code with them or a link or something. I'm not sure, but I'll put all their information down below, and I'm going to put these on off camera. And I know you guys have been requesting a false lashes application video for a while, and I still need to get that done. So eventually I'm going to show you how to do it. That's very simple and easy. So first I'm going to put these on, and I'll be back shortly to do lips. Alright you guys, lashes are on, lips are prepped. Let's get into this. Alright, so today I'm going to be using two products on the lips. These have been my favorite fall lip combo. To start off, I'm going to be using the Collab Makeup Nude Addiction Dual Finish Lip. These have a high shine lip gloss on one end and a matte shade on the other end. Today I'm going to be using the shade Manhattan, and I'm going to just use the matte shade, and then I'm going to top it with a different gloss because the other end gloss on these collab products has a bit of a shimmer, and this one has more of a gold shimmer in it, and I want more of like a high shine matte gloss, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pick up that matte end, and since we used that lip balm first, my lips feel very moisturized, so going in with a liquid lipstick, it's not going to be super drying. All of these new collab liquid lipsticks smell so good. I can't pinpoint what the smell is, but it's familiar, but it's kind of like a fruity smell. It almost smells like candy, actually. I really love collab liquid lipsticks because some formulas can be like really drying on the lips and can kind of like crack or just kind of like wear throughout the day in the center, but collab liquid lipsticks stay all day. It's insane. Like, you can drink, you can eat, just go throughout your day without having to apply it. I don't think I've ever reapplied a collab liquid lipstick, and I've had it on all day and it's still flawless by the end of the day when I'm ready to take it off. So they're amazing quality, and the formula is awesome. And look at this color. Like, it's so perfect for fall in my opinion. Like, it has that nice like mauve-y rose kind of a color without being too pink or too nude, and it's deep enough to where it's not quite red or maroon. It's like right in the middle. It's so perfect. Okay, so that's pretty much dry, so I'm gonna go in with the Milani Ludicrous lip gloss, and this is in the shade Teen Spirit. And I actually posted this on my Insta story a couple days ago, and I was wearing it on top of another product that was more of like just like an everyday sort of a nude, and I really liked that combo. But these together are just so pretty. I would say you do have to get more product on the applicator a couple of times if you want that full gloss and like super shiny kind of a look. It's not super sticky once it's applied, but I feel like you do have to keep going in and getting more product. Alright you guys, now I'm just going to set my makeup with the Anastasia Dewy Set setting spray. Alright you guys, here is the finished look. Alright you guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you really enjoyed this video where I showed you my favorite go-to fall makeup. And if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And also, if you enjoyed this and want to see my face ever again, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll be attaching all of my social media links if you want to follow me and join the fam there as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Love you guys.